Welcome to Dateline Polk with news about your county government. I'm your host, Leanne Thomas. Today, you'll learn about County Commissioners' actions from the July 8th meeting. The board approved an agreement with Duncan & Associates to provide an updated, comprehensive impact fee study for approximately $106,000. The study, to be completed by April 2015, includes impact fees for emergency medical services, fire services, corrections, law enforcement, transportation, libraries, parks, and schools. The board also approved a contract with the University of South Florida Board of Trustees to provide medical director services for the Polk Healthcare Plan and Roar Home. Funding comes from the Indigent Healthcare Fund.
Today we were able to get approved our contract for medical director services for the Polk Healthcare Plan. It allows for medical oversight for our Polk Healthcare Plan providers to ensure that there's quality of care, and our medical director actually works for the University of South Florida, and through that relationship we were able to leverage the ability for them to also provide those same medical director services for our Roar Home, which is the county nursing home. So it is a win-win for taxpayers. We're saving money and ensuring quality of care for our residents.
The board approved a 3-year service agreement with Truven Health Analytics Incorporated for software used to facilitate in-depth analysis of healthcare costs and more effectively manage Polk County's employee health insurance plan. The service agreement, funded from the Employee Health Insurance Fund, cost about $120,000 per year. The board approved a modification to the consultant services authorization with Wildlands Conservation for approximately $477,000 to continue phases 1 and 2 of the countywide Habitat Conservation Plan. The majority of the funding comes from a state grant, with the local match coming from the Environmental Lands Fund.
We were talking to the commissioners today because what's in front of us is to finish up our Habitat Conservation Plan, and what that really entails is we are trying to streamline the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service federal requirement that if you impact endangered and threatened species, that you have to go ahead and proceed with an incidental take permit from the federal government. We're trying to do a county-wide type of permit that really will help expedite the permitting process and also look at holistically the endangered species in Polk County and figure out the best way to protect them and sustain those species, but at the same time have good economic development.
From 2009 to 2012, the Florida Department of Juvenile Justice overbilled Polk County more than $4.7 million. After previous failed attempts for reimbursement, the board approved joint litigation with other participating counties who were overbilled. In October 2013, the board approved a consultant services authorization with Jones Edmonds & Associates Incorporated to assist with design, permit, and bidding services for additional disposal space at the North Central landfill. The board approved a modification to the consultant services authorization, adding approximately $192,000 and 150 days to the contract. Funding comes from the Solid Waste Enterprise Fund.
We are here today to discuss with the county commissioners the expansion of the next landfill cell, which should be constructed by 2017. This will provide the county additional landfill capacity for the next 4 years.
The board also approved a consultant services authorization with Reese Engineering Incorporated to design upgrades to lift station number 106, which is a master lift station located near the intersection of I-4 and US 27 to address changes in system operation condition and meet future demands. Costs are not to exceed $191,000. The board approved a mitigation credit purchase agreement with Southport Ranch Mitigation Bank, LLC, and escrow agents Harris, Burrell, and Sharma to purchase wetland mitigation credits for Ernie Caldwell Boulevard Phases 2B and 3.
Today in regular session, the Board of County Commissioners met as the Northridge Community Redevelopment Agency Board of Directors to consider the expenditure of CRA funds in the amount of $1,305,000 to buy mitigation credits for the construction of the Ernie Caldwell Phase 2B and 3 project. This project has been in planning stages for 10 years, and to facilitate the most direct route and the least expensive construction costs to the project, mitigation credits are required to offset or accommodate the wetlands areas that will be impacted as a result of the construction.
The board also approved tentative rate resolution and set a hearing for final rate resolutions and assessment rolls for the 2014-2015 residential waste program services, street lighting districts, the Lazy S Utility Municipal Services Benefit Unit, fire services, road improvements, and nuisance abatement non-ad valorem assessments. In other news, the board proclaimed the month of July as Lakes Appreciation Month. Corine Burgess, representing the Lakes Education Action Drive, accepted the proclamation.
I came to the Polk County Board of County Commissioners to receive a proclamation about Lakes Appreciation Month. And Lakes Appreciation Month originated with a national organization called the North American Lakes Management Society, and what that means for us here in Polk County is a countywide lake cleanup, a huge lake cleanup where citizens, individuals, kids, groups, anybody that wants to can get involved. Clean up your favorite lake in Polk County anytime in July, and you'll receive a free gift from LEAD for participating. All you have to do is fill out a couple of forms, which are on our website at www.le-ad.org.
The board proclaimed 2014 as the 50th anniversary of Polk State College. Eileen Holden, president of Polk State, accepted the proclamation. Central Florida Regional Planning Council Executive Director Patricia Steed accepted a proclamation recognizing their 40th anniversary.
The Central Florida Regional Planning Council is celebrating its 40th anniversary. We officially were created in July of 1974, and so this is really our anniversary year, and the Polk County Board of County Commissioners gave us a proclamation to help us celebrate that. I covered several things today. One was about how we were formed originally in 1973 and 74. Originally came together to make sure that programs came to Polk County and to the other counties of our region, which also are comprised of DeSoto, Hardy, Highlands, and Okeechobee counties. So the 5 counties really wanted to make sure that they could build the expertise to bring grants and programs and planning and coordination to this area of Florida. And so that's how it came together with those 5 county commissions voting to form the Central Florida Regional Planning Council. I also wanted to talk about our future, not just the past 40 years. We've just completed the Heartland 2060 Building a Resilient Region effort, and in that we really looked at where do we expect to be over the course of the next 50 years. What we see is doubling our population within the region, and also we see doubling our employment in the region, and a lot of diversity coming in our employment growth. So it's definitely time we all need to plan together in the region to be able to accommodate that with roads and other infrastructure, and basically make sure that we maintain the quality of life in this region that we all want.
The board approved the appointment of Lee Castillo to the Eloise Community Redevelopment Agency Advisory Committee. The 3-year term is set to expire June 2nd, 2017. During afternoon public hearings, the board approved a resolution to vacate the 7.5-foot wide platted drainage easements on lots 5 and 6 of the Lago Vista Golf Estates Phase 1. The board adopted an ordinance to change the Land Development Code sub-district map for approximately 10 acres located on the south side of Eloise Loop Road and east of Pollard Road from residential low 1 house per acre to residential low 4 houses per acre within the Gateway Selection Area Plan. They also adopted the new Polk County Noise Control Ordinance in order to avoid potential constitutional challenges and provide for more effective enforcement. The board approved several applicant-initiated requests for small-scale comprehensive plan amendments to change future land use designations. These approvals include approximately 2 acres located south of State Road 60, north of Wells Road, and west of 80-foot Road in Bartow from agricultural, residential, rural, and commercial enclave to convenience center in the rural development area. Approximately 1.5 acres located at the southeast corner of Creative Drive and south of Florida Avenue in Lakeland from Business Park Center to linear commercial corridor in the transit supportive development area. Approximately 3/4 acres located on the northeast corner of Kathleen Road and Kathleen Pines in Lakeland from commercial enclave and residential low to convenience center in the suburban development area. One applicant initiated request for small-scale comprehensive plan amendment to change future land use designation was approved with Commissioner Hall voting against. Approximately 1 3/4 acres located on the southeast corner of Kathleen Road and Duff Road in Lakeland was changed from residential low to convenience center in the urban growth area. And finally, the board approved a resolution adopting the fiscal year 2014 Housing Choice Voucher Program. Now, let's go to Joy Johnson from the Indigent Healthcare Division with the Citizens Oversight Committee update.
Hello, I'm Joy Johnson, Director for the Indigent Healthcare Division. The Indigent Healthcare Division for the Board of County Commissioners operates the Polk Healthcare Plan, a local healthcare safety net program. Medical services are available to residents through a countywide network of care that has been made possible through many partnerships with hospitals, physicians, diagnostic testing facilities, and other medical professionals. In addition to running the Polk Healthcare Plan, the Indigent Healthcare Division also partners with a number of community agencies to provide primary care to low-income residents up to 200% of the federal poverty level that do not qualify for the Polk Healthcare Plan. These services include mental health and substance abuse, residential and transitional programs, dental services, pharmacy assistance programs, and more. Funding for the program is made possible by a voter-approved half-cent sales surtax for indigent healthcare services. The spending of the half-cent sales tax is overseen by a Citizens Healthcare Oversight Committee, whose members are appointed by the Polk County Board of County Commissioners. The committee ensures the integrity of the expenditure of the indigent healthcare sales tax funds, and public meetings provide a forum for citizen participation in healthcare planning. The Good Samaritan Free Clinic presented to the Citizens Healthcare Oversight Committee at our last meeting. Good Samaritan Free Clinic at the Talbot House Ministries is a community-based program that provides services that include primary care, mental health and behavioral health, health education, and dental services. Services are provided to Polk County residents that are uninsured and at or below 150% of the federal poverty level. For more information about this program, please call area code 863-519-0575. Also discussed at the meeting was the fiscal year 14-15 budget by Leanne Thomas, Polk County's Assistant County Manager. The proposed budget includes matching opportunities for the hospital low-income pool program and the primary care low-income pool program. Changes in the proposed budget include increases in funding for diagnostics and surgeries for the free medical clinics, as well as We Care of Polk County. This funding will assist in providing more services to appropriately diagnose patients and provide for the continuum of care. Also included is new funding for the Good Samaritan Free Clinic. The Citizens Healthcare Oversight Committee has approved the recommendations and also proposed to fund additional dollars for Central Florida Healthcare in gearing up their Winter Haven Clinic to provide dental services later this year. The next scheduled Citizens Healthcare Oversight Committee meeting is Friday, July 18th from 8:30 to 10:30 in the County Commission Boardroom located at 330 West Church Street in Bartow. For more information about these programs or how to apply for the Polk Healthcare Plan, please call 534-5387 or visit the county's website at www.polk-county.net and select Residents, then scroll down and select Health Programs. Now, here's our Jay Walters with the Roads Update.
Thanks, Joy. Given the Polk Transportation Planning Organization is all about keeping you safe and on the go, it should be no surprise that our staff likes to get away from the brick and mortar when it can to catch up with locals utilizing our transportation system, utilizing four wheels or two, or even their feet. Earlier this week, our message of mobility made an appearance on a statewide level as a blog on biking by the TPO's Ciamora Meeks, a bilingual senior transportation planner, appeared on floridabicycle.org, the online home of the Florida Bicycle Association. Meeks shared her experiences from taking a stroll around downtown Lakeland on a muggy June afternoon. Aside from groups of bikers she said she just wasn't cut out to keep up with, Meeks also found many residents who utilize Polk's trail system and complete streets not just because they enjoy biking, but because it is their primary mode of transportation. She spoke with bikers on their way to work and bikers who were running errands, and one who was on his way to visit a friend in the hospital. She met a cyclist whose daily challenges included a cataract in one of his eyes, and another one who was on his way to a doctor's appointment. Meeks also noticed a recumbent biker and people making use of the bike storage racks on some of the local transit buses. She also noted in her blog that the need for increased safety is a constant challenge facing the planning community in relation to cyclists and pedestrians. To read about and view pictures from her journey and learn how to engage with the TPO in conversation about the development of our multi-use trail system, check out her post at floridabicycle.org. Let's cross over now from planning for the future to getting you up to date on current road construction projects around the county. If you're traveling on County Line Road at South Frontage Road and at the eastbound exit ramp from I-4, you'll see new traffic signals up and running. It is the final leg of a project where crews constructed 2 right turn lanes to the eastbound exit ramp and added 2 left turn lanes on County Line Road, turning onto South Frontage Road. You should also be aware of the new traffic pattern in place for westbound motorists on US 92 turning north onto US 98. There are no delays for construction, but traffic on US 92 will now have to stop at the intersection before making the turn. This is a permanent change as crews have removed the pedestrian island, so we caution motorists to get used to the new traffic pattern. In Winter Haven, there is a noteworthy Safe Routes to School project ongoing on 6th Street Northeast from Avenue A Northeast to Avenue C Northeast, and on 4th Street Southeast from Avenue K Southeast to Avenue A Southeast. This project includes adding sidewalk on both sides of 6th Street Northeast and 4th Street Southeast, installing wheelchair-accessible ramps with ADA-compliant pads at the side street intersections, constructing curb and gutter, and adding pedestrian crossings at various locations. You should expect lane closures with flaggers directing traffic during the day, so please use caution and be prepared to stop. Safe Routes to School is a grant-funded program the Polk TPO encourages local municipalities to identify candidate projects for. Now, starting with the daytime delays and closures, here are roads to expect interruptions and flaggers at throughout Polk County. US 27 from US 98 to West County Line Road. US 27 from Ritchie Road to south of Berry Road, where intermittent lane closures will be ongoing in both directions. US 27 in Haines City from Silvercrest Drive to Bates Road. US 27 in Davenport from Berry Road to US 192. US 92 at North Galloway Road and Airport Road. State Road 539 from Interstate 4 to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. State Road 60 from west of Saddlebag Lake Road to east of Sam Keene Road. State Road 60 at Alturas Road. State Road 60 from Stokes Road to Story Road, where the Ensign lane will be closed through July 15th. South Florida Avenue in Lakeland north of the Walmart entrance. State Road 37 from County Road 548 to Carter Road. Wrecker Highway just north of Commercial Boulevard. And State Road 17 from State Road 544 to Hinton Avenue in Haines City. And of course, there's no shortage of nighttime construction either. If you're out late, look for orange barrels and big machines causing delays in the following locations. At US 98 from East Orange Street to East Lime Street. US 98 from County Road 540A to Winter Lake Road. US 92 north of West Cumming Street. East Memorial Boulevard at Palmer Road. US 27 from Ritchie Road to south of Berry Road, where intermittent lane closures will be ongoing in both directions. South Florida Avenue from East Alamo Drive to Horizon Court. South Florida Avenue from East Walnut Street to West Walnut Street. South Florida Avenue in Lakeland north of the Walmart entrance. State Road 544 at Idlewild Drive. State Road 540 at Spirit Lake Road intersection. Cumbie Road at North Crystal Lake Drive. Cumbie Road from north of Ralph Road to south of State Road 33. State Road 546 between Kettles Avenue and Texas Avenue D. Cypress Gardens Boulevard in Winter Haven from Overlook Drive to US 27. North Parkway Frontage Road from South Florida Avenue to Waring Road. And South Parkway Frontage Road from Pipkin Creek to Underpass Road. So that's the lowdown on the construction rundown. And for regular or emergency road updates, check out the Polk TPO on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. With information and updates on the planning that moves Polk, I'm RJ Walters.
To keep current with programs in progress in the county, visit us online at polk-county.net or follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We encourage you to join us at the next scheduled board meeting at 9 a.m. on Tuesday, July 22nd. Thank you for watching this edition of Dateline Polk.